While Enoch was resting on his bed asleep, two figures appeared greater than any man he had ever seen under the sun, and their eyes burned like bright lamps. Their garments shimmered with what looked like radiant feathers beside his bed. "Enoch! Enoch!" Startled, he awoke and they called to him, "Be steadfast, Enoch, and do not fear. God will take you up to heaven with us." They lifted him up, and together they soared above the earth through the heavens and beyond into the celestial realm. There Elohim revealed to Enoch profound secrets, and he also learned of the moment when the angels fell. As humanity multiplied and grew at that time, the angels, the children of heaven, saw one another and said, "Let us choose wives from among the human women." Semjazah, their leader, hesitated and said, "I do not agree with this plan, and I alone must bear the responsibility." But all of them replied, "Let us be united in this plan so that none may withdraw." Thus they bound themselves with a solemn oath and descended to the earth in the days of mankind. They named this mountain Mount Hermon because they swore there. These were the names of their leaders: Semiazaz, Ramiel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Asael, Armaros, Batarel, Turel, Yomyael, and Sariel. Each commanded a group of 10 angels. The remaining angels took wives from among human women, defiling themselves. They taught those women and introduced to them knowledge of plants. They begot giants of great stature, of extraordinary height. These giants consumed all of humanity's resources. The giants turned away from mankind. They sinned against the birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish, even beginning to hunt them. The earth itself cried out, accusing the lawless ones. Azazel taught humanity how to make swords, the secrets of metalworking, how to craft jewelry, and the use of antimony. He also taught the value of precious stones and the art of dyeing. Wickedness increased in sin, committing fornication and becoming utterly corrupt. He taught enchantments and how to undo enchantments. Barakijal shared these secrets. Ezekiel revealed knowledge about clouds. Arakiel and Shamsiel revealed the signs of the sun, and Sariel died under the weight of corruption. Their cries of anguish reached up to heaven. Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven, their hearts filled with sorrow. Blood flowed across the earth, and chaos and despair filled the world. They said, "The earth, once peaceful, now resounds with cries of suffering." Their voices echo. The souls of humanity plead to the angels, "Please bring our case before the Most High. O Lord of lords, God above all gods, King of generations, and your name is holy and blessed forever. All things are under your control. Nothing escapes. What Azazel has done, the way he led the world into darkness, the secrets that should have remained in heaven but were brought down to earth by his followers. They defiled themselves, and through their sin the women were stained with blood and filled with iniquity. Their sorrowful lamentations cannot be silenced. Destruction is being wrought upon the earth. And the Lord sees this devastation, but we do not understand why he allows it to happen. He has not yet told us what to do. Then the Most High, the Holy and Great One, spoke and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech. "Go to him hidden. The end of days is near. The great flood will come. All will be wiped away. Tell him to prepare, to preserve the generations upon the earth. Go find Azazel. Bind his hands and feet. Lead him to the place of Dudail. Dig a deep pit and cast him into it. Place those ones in darkness so that he can never escape. And on the day of final judgment, he shall be condemned. But now heal the earth. Please cleanse and heal the land so that all humanity may not perish. The whole earth has been corrupted by what Azazel taught, destroying the rebels and the corrupt. Destroy the fallen watchers. Let them face the numbered day, and they shall not live long. The watchers do not let their pleas on behalf of their descendants make them think their offspring can live 500 years, for their hope will be shattered. Then the Lord turned to Michael and said, "Punish those who defiled themselves by taking women. When they witness their sons slaying each other, bind them in the depths of the earth. They shall be imprisoned through the generations until the day of final judgment. On that day they will be cast into the fiery abyss, where they shall never be free. Purge the souls of the wicked, for they have harmed humanity. Let the earth be cleansed of the souls of the corrupt, because they have brought harm upon mankind. Let the earth will be cleansed of sin, and righteousness will become a blessing, a new beginning, where justice and joy will flourish forever. The Lord has promised, the righteous shall live, enough to have thousands of descendants. They will live to old age without fear or sorrow. Abundant fruit will grow upon the trees, and the most favored trees will cover the land, and the seeds sown shall multiply. The olive tree will yield 10 barrels of oil, free from all forms of evil, sin, and godlessness. Then all the children of humanity will become righteous and all shall worship. The earth will be purified. I will never again send such suffering upon it from generation to generation forever. In those days I will open and pour blessings upon the earth, rewarding the work and labor of mankind throughout all the days of the world and through every generation of humanity. Before these events, Enoch vanished, no one knowing where he went or what became of him. His life passed through the days among the kings of all ages. And then the watcher summoned, Enoch, the recorder of righteousness, go and deliver the message to those who have forsaken the holy and eternal dwelling of heaven and behave as children of the earth. You shall have no peace, no forgiveness for your sins. You will witness their violent death's destruction forevermore, yet peace and mercy. Enoch approached Azazel, the fallen one, and with solemn voice spoke, You shall not know peace. A harsh judgment shall be imposed upon you, and you shall be bound by it forever. You shall not be granted forgiveness. All of this is because of the sinful ways and deeds you revealed to them. And together they spoke. A profound fear seized. In despair, they pleaded with Enoch, asking him to write on their behalf. They hoped he could read their supplications, for they could no longer lift their faces to heaven to approach him after being condemned for their sins. Guilt weighed upon them like chains. Thus Enoch complied with their request, carefully recording each plea, pleading for mercy and an extension of their days. In the land of Dan, south and west of the mountain, he read their petitions, pouring out their sorrows until exhausted and falling asleep. And as he slept, visions came upon him. A voice echoed in his dream, sending a message to the sons of heaven and rebuking them for their deeds. When Enoch awoke, he returned to the weeping ones in a place called Abiel, their faces bearing grief and despair. He recounted all the visions he had seen in his sleep. He began to speak words of righteousness, rebuking those, as commanded by the great Holy One, through the revelation he had given me. In my sleep I saw these things, and now I speak by the breath the Great One has granted to humanity to, just as he has given authority to mankind. He has also granted me power to rebuke those, such as these, not now and never. Judgment has been decreed upon you throughout eternity. From this moment forth you shall never ascend to heaven and shall be imprisoned in its abyss forever. Before that you shall witness destruction. You shall take no joy in it. They shall perish before. Your pleas for forgiveness and your own are unheard. And then in a vision I saw clouds waving. Stars and lightning led me forward, and as I was lifted high, I approached a wall surrounded by tongues of fire. Fear overwhelmed me. I passed through the flames and saw before me a crystal palace with walls sparkling likewise with crystal. The foundation was the same. I saw lightning and fiery guardians. The sky above was as clear as water. Flames blazed around the house, and the entrance was scorched. Upon entering, I felt overwhelmed. There was no joy in that place, only fear. Fear seized me. My whole body trembled. Trembling uncontrollably, I fell to the ground. Then as I lay there, I saw another house, even greater than the first. Its enormous gates were wide open, constructed of fire. Its splendor and majesty were beyond words, surpassing anything I could describe. Its floor was a river of fire, and above stars and lightning. The ceiling burned fiercely. At the center of it all, I saw something like crystal, and its wheels shone like a blazing sun, surrounded by the guardians. Flames poured forth from beneath the throne, so fierce that I could not look upon it directly. Upon that throne sat the great and glorious one, purer than the whitest snow. Even the angels cannot enter into his majesty and glory. Truly magnificent. No mortal man can endure looking upon him. Flames surround him, and a great fire burns before his presence. Before him stand 10,000 times 10,000, though he needs no counsel. The most holy ones always stand beside him, never departing day or night. Still trembling, I lay my face upon the ground. He called me with his own voice and declared, Enoch, come and listen to my word. One of the holy ones came to me, gently guiding me to the entrance. I bowed my face down and obeyed. And he answered me with a strong voice, You are righteous and a faithful scribe of truth. Come closer and heed my word. Go and speak to the watchers of heaven. It is not men who should intercede for you, but you who should intercede for men. Why have you abandoned the exalted and holy heaven to defile yourselves with the daughters of men, taking them as wives and begetting giants, your corrupted offspring? Though you were once spiritual beings, you have stained yourselves with the blood of women, craving the desires of flesh and mortal blood, like the dead who perish and vanish. I gave men wives so they might bear children and ensure nothing would be lacking upon the earth. But you are not like them. You were once spiritual beings dwelling in heaven, therefore I did not give you wives. For the soul belongs to heaven, not to the earth. But now the giants, your descendants, are called the spirits of demons on earth, and this will be their cursed dwelling place. From their bodies these demon spirits have emerged. The watchers have fallen. These demon spirits will dwell among men and bring calamity to the earth. These spirits will be called the flesh of heaven. They belong to neither side, yet they will torment both. The souls of the heavenly beings remain above, bound forever to the guilt of your sins. They bring suffering, oppression, destruction, war, hunger, and thirst. Their endless cravings are for men and women, for they were born of both. Their souls wander the earth, desolating, tormenting until the final day of judgment. Watchers and atheists alike, on that day the age will be fulfilled completely. Now concerning the watchers who sent you to intercede for them, say this to them: indeed, you once lived in heaven, but not all of you attained knowledge. In your hardness of heart, this was known to women. Through this, both men and women have committed great sin upon the earth. Therefore tell them, you will find no peace neither in heaven nor on earth. Enoch was taken to a place where these beings could appear in the form of men when they wished. He was brought to a great mountain, its summit reaching the heavens. He saw the storerooms of the deepest places where thunder and fiery weapons, arrows, and flaming swords are kept. He was led to the source of living water and the blazing fire in the west where the sun sets each evening. Enoch came upon a river of fire flames flowing like water, pouring into the great western sea. He saw great rivers reaching a place where no living creature could pass. He saw mountains covered in the shadows of winter, the origin of deep waters flowing forth. He saw the river mouths and the entrance to the vast abyss below. Enoch beheld the storehouses of all things arranged to shape creation and lay a firm foundation for the earth. He saw the cornerstone of the earth and the four winds that uphold earth and sky. He observed how the winds spread throughout the sky, standing between heaven and earth as pillars supporting the heavens. He saw the heavenly winds moving the sun and guiding the stars on their paths. He saw the winds on the earth carrying clouds and the pathways of the angels. At the edge of the earth, he looked up to the sky above. He went further and saw a land with 7 majestic mountains, 3 to the east and 3 to the south. The eastern mountains were made of white stone, while the southern ones were of red stone. The central mountain rose high to the heavens like the throne of the Lord, made of pure gypsum, with a summit of sapphire stone. Flames blazed before him, and beyond these mountains lay the ends of the earth. He saw where the sky was completed. There was a deep abyss filled with expanses beyond what he could measure in height or depth. Beyond that abyss, he saw solid ground below a desolate wild land. There he saw 7 stars burning like great mountains and inquired about them. The angel said to him, "This is the final prison of the stars and the heavenly beings. These stars, rolling in fire, are under the command of the Lord. They were unable to rise at the appointed time they were to do so. Because of their disobedience, he was angered, and the time when their sins will be fully judged, even after 10,000 years has come." Uriel said to Enoch, "Here are the angels who have caused the souls of men to take many different forms, leading humanity astray. They will remain here until the great judgment day, when they will ultimately be destroyed. The women who were led astray by these angels will become sirens, calling men to their destruction." And only Enoch was granted to witness this vision, the end of all things. No other man could see it. Enoch continued his journey with the celestial angels given to him. He was introduced to them and began naming them. "These are the names of the holy angels," he said. Uriel, overseer of the world in the abyss of Tartarus; Raphael, guardian of the souls of men; Raguel, avenger of the righteous world; Michael, appointed over the best part of mankind and over chaos; Sarachael, governor of the souls of the sinners; Gabriel, keeper of heaven, the serpents and the cherubim. Ramiel is the one whom God appointed to watch over those who rise from the dead. Then Enoch was led to a place of turmoil. He saw no heaven above, no solid earth beneath, only utter chaos and terror. There he saw 7 stars burning like enormous volcanoes. Enoch asked, "For what sin are these stars bound? Why have they been cast here?" Uriel, one of the holy angels, answered, "Why do you ask? Why do you seek such truth? These stars are among those who broke the law and are imprisoned here until the 10,000 years of their sin are fulfilled. Then Enoch was brought to another place, where he saw a vast flame blazing filled with towering pillars of fire. Its vastness exceeded his understanding. He said, "This place is dreadful. It is terrifying to behold the holy angel." Uriel replied, "Enoch, why do you fear so?" Enoch answered, "Because this fearful place and such a painful sight." Uriel said to him, "This is the prison of the angels where they will be held forever." Then Enoch was brought to another place, and Uriel showed him a great and tall mountain in the west made of solid stone. Inside it were 4 hollow chambers, deep, wide, and exceedingly smooth. They were dark and dreadful to see. Raphael, one of the holy angels, was with him, guarding the souls of the dead, so that all the souls of mankind might gather here. These places will keep them until their appointed time comes. Enoch saw the souls of men and their voices reaching to heaven, crying out for justice. He asked Raphael, "Whose souls are wailing so pitifully?" Raphael answered, "These are the souls of Abel, who was slain, and now waits for vengeance until the line of Cain is destroyed from the earth." Then Enoch inquired about the different chambers. "Why are they separated?" Raphael answered, "These 3 parts were made to divide the sinners. In one of these places there is pure water for the righteous. Another place is reserved for sinners throughout their lifetime. Here their souls will be confined as they face punishment and torment. There they will be bound forever, and their souls shall never find peace. A 3rd part was made for those whose lives were cut short by the wicked, and another place for the souls of those utterly corrupted in their sin, yet who will neither be destroyed on Judgment Day nor ever rise again." Then Enoch blessed the glorious Lord and said, "Blessed be the Lord, the righteous God, the eternal ruler." After this he went to a place where he saw an unquenchable fire, never ceasing to burn its process, ongoing without pause, not even for a moment. Raguel, one of the holy angels accompanying him, replied, "Unceasingly pursuing all the celestial lights of heaven." Enoch journeyed further to another place on earth, where the fire burned continually day and night. Passing by, each flame was unique and splendid. 3 roses and 3 to the south, also stacked with the 7th mountain standing among them, like a throne surrounded by fragrant trees. Among the trees he had encountered, its fragrance was unmatched, and its fruit was as beautiful as dates. Enoch perceived its sweet aroma, and noticing Michael, the revered leader of the holy angels, he responded to Enoch's astonishment. Michael asked Enoch, "Why do you seek the truth about this extraordinary thing, especially this strange tree?" Michael looked upon it with a peak resembling the throne of the Lord, truly, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, who will appear one day. Until that great day of judgment, no mortal is permitted to touch the justice of God being executed, and all things will be granted to the righteous and the holy. The fruit and the trees will be brought to a holy place. Then they shall experience joy and happiness, and their existence will be prolonged, free from sickness, suffering, or calamity. Then Enoch praised the Lord of glory, the eternal King, righteous, and vowed to bless them. Enoch journeyed to explore the earth and discovered a wondrous place. There he saw a holy mountain. To the east he noticed another taller mountain, separated by a narrow ravine with a stream flowing beneath. All these ravines were narrow and deep. Enoch marveled at the rocks and ravines, astonished by their fearsome appearance. He pondered greatly, "What is the purpose of this land?" And the cursed valley between Uriel explained, "It was the place for those condemned forever. It is the realm of blasphemy against God and His glory. Here, in the final days, the righteous and the merciful will praise Him. On the day of judgment, they will glorify Him for His mercy." Then Enoch praised the Lord of glory, honoring His majesty and divine grace. Enoch traveled eastward into the heart of a wild desert filled with trees and vegetation. A stream flowed northwest, forming clouds and dew spreading in every direction. Continuing east, Enoch came upon fragrant trees, like frankincense and myrrh, similar to almond trees. Further east, Enoch reached a valley with a kind of tree. Along its slopes, where he saw cinnamon trees emitting sweet aroma, and went further east. Enoch discovered new mountains producing honey called Sarara and Galbanum. To the east, covered with aloe trees filled with fragrant resin. When burned, the scent of these trees overwhelms all other fragrances. Looking north across the mountains, Enoch saw fragrant trees, cinnamon and pepper. He journeyed eastward across the Erythraean Sea, passing the angel Zotiel, and observed many large trees whose fragrance granted deep knowledge to those who partook. The trees bore fruit resembling carob pods. Enoch was amazed by the beauty and allure of the trees. Raphael said, "This is the tree of wisdom. Our forebears ate from it and attained knowledge." Their eyes led to their expulsion from the garden. Enoch traveled to the farthest places where majestic beasts dwelt, each with a unique form. He admired their appearance, beauty, and song. He saw where the sky touches the earth. He witnessed the stars emerging from the departure of other stars, recording their names, paths, positions, and times. The holy angel accompanied him. Uriel bestowed upon Enoch all knowledge of the stars, including their names, laws, and classifications. Then Enoch went north, where he beheld a magnificent sight. He observed 3 gates in the sky, bringing cold hail frost, snow, dew, and rain. These gates were gentle and beneficial. However, when the remaining 2 gates opened, they brought harshness and suffering, moving westward to the ends of the earth. Enoch saw exactly what he had witnessed in the east. From there came mist, rain, and wind. The eastern gate of heaven opened along with smaller gates, and the stars followed their appointed courses. Each time Enoch passed, he praised the Lord of glory, glorifying his creations and works. He blessed the Lord for the power, so that all might admire and honor his mighty works and eternal creations. Enoch pronounced blessings upon those who would endure the trials of the last days. He saw a vision of the Holy One in heaven. He heard and understood all he beheld. Yet it was a message meant for a future not yet come. Regarding, the great Holy One will appear from his dwelling and the Lord on earth, on Mount Sinai. He will appear and reveal his great power. All people will be terrified, and profound fear will cover the earth. The high hills will be leveled. The earth will be torn apart, and all things will be transformed, with the final judgment upon all humanity. He will protect the chosen and show mercy upon them. They shall prosper, and he will uphold them and bring peace with them. Behold, thousands of his saints shall arise to vanquish the ungodly, to punish the evil deeds they have done, and every bitter word they have spoken against him. Enoch observed all that occurred in the heavens, the manner of the stars, and the way each star rises and sets, never deviating from its ordained path, with consistent patterns from beginning to end. Nothing changes. He noted how summer and winter filled the earth. In winter, he observed whether the trees seemed to retain their leaves for 2 or 3. You seek shade to avoid the scorching sun. Observe how the green trees bear fruit. Understand the one who created all things so, year after year, fulfilling his ordained task as the Lord. Likewise, the seas and rivers obey the sacred command. But you are neither steadfast nor have turned your back and spoken bitter, proud words. Therefore your days shall be cursed with an eternal curse, and no mercy granted to the everlasting curse among the righteous, the sinners, and the godless. As for the ungodly, you shall suffer the curse. Seek forgiveness, mercy, peace, and salvation. Yet the sinners shall find no salvation only, and they shall inherit the earth. The wise will live without sinning any longer. The wise shall be humble. They shall not face wrath or anger. Their lives shall be filled with peace throughout their days. Enoch, son of Jared, grandson of Mahalalel, shared the second vision he received. This vision marked the beginning of the civil messages on earth. Hear now, all who receive the messages of the Holy One. Though it seems fitting to reveal truths that cannot be withheld from the living or future generations, they were never granted to anyone by the Lord of life. Enoch received 3 great parables, which now, the time will come when the righteous shall be judged for their deeds. They are those whose actions are wholly in accord with the Lord of souls. A radiant light shall shine upon those chosen by the Lord. Do those who deny the Lord find rest? Will those exalted on earth shall lose their status, for the Lord of souls shall illuminate their faces. The mighty rulers shall perish and be handed over to others. They shall no longer seek mercy from the Lord of souls, for their life is ended. In those days the holy children shall be the sons of mankind. Enoch received writings and sorrow, but no mercy is granted to the wicked, declares the Lord of souls. One day a whirlwind arose at the edge of the sky. There he witnessed the resting place of the righteous. He saw them with righteousness, flowing like an endless river, like dew gently falling upon the earth. The state of righteousness. In that holy place, Enoch saw their dwelling protected by the Lord of souls, with justice, and the number of the righteous remained forever. These righteous ones had mouths full of blessings from the Lord of souls. Righteousness shall not be destroyed. Enoch longed to live in that place, his soul forever bound to it, established by Enoch, praising and glorifying the name of the Lord, recognizing that his blessings and glory were the result of the divine will. For a long time, Enoch's eyes praised and blessed God, declaring, "From the beginning to the end of time, for he knows all things from before. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of souls." Enoch saw immortal beings and said, "Praise be the Lord and worthy of praise." When Enoch witnessed this vision, his face changed, overwhelmed by its radiant light, and he could not. 10,000 times 10,000 standing before him on all four sides, each with four distinct presences. An angel accompanying him revealed the names of the four. The voices of these four resounded in eternal praise of the Lord of souls. The second voice blessed those who trust in the Lord of souls. The third voice pleaded on behalf of the Lord of souls. The voice restrained them from accusing the people on earth. These four beings I have heard and recorded. The first is Michael, compassionate and healer of all human sickness and wounds. The fourth is Phanuel, who oversees repentance and hope of life. These are the four angels of the Lord of souls and of all measured people. He observed the homes of those cast out from these holy places because they were taken away, unable to remain due to punishment. Enoch also beheld the secrets of thunder sweeping across the earth and the mysteries of clouds and dew that moisten the dry ground. He saw the chambers, the hail chambers, the mist and the clouds that have hovered over the earth since the world began. He witnessed the chambers of the sun and their glorious return. He saw their majestic orbits, noting that they neither add to nor subtract from their courses and remain faithful to the oath in heaven. The sun follows its path by the command of the Lord forever. Enoch also beheld the hidden paths of day and night. Both sun and moon, positioned opposite one another, give thanks and praise ceaselessly. Their existence itself is a testament to that gratitude. The sun brings blessings or curses, righteousness or darkness to sinners. He divides the spirit of humanity and judges all by his righteousness. No angel is overlooked. All are judged and ultimately taken to heaven. When no suitable place is found, they return to the heavenly realm seated among the angels. Meanwhile, unrighteousness has appeared, yet it finds no place among those who have reigned among the lost, like rain in the desert or dew on parched land. Enoch witnessed a dreadful vision. All were called by their names, responding to the Lord. The celestial bodies were balanced on a precise scale. Their appearance and changes were measured in harmony with the number of angels, demonstrating their faithful coordination. Curious about these heavenly phenomena, Enoch asked, "What is this?" The angel replied, "The Lord explains their symbolic meaning. This is upon the earth and steadfast in their faith in the Lord of souls forever." Enoch beheld another remarkable vision related to this, maintaining this new form, eternally unable to return to the original state. Enoch began recounting the second parable, speaking of the dwelling of the saints and the Lord of souls. Those ascending to heaven also found no peace on earth. The day of the Lord of souls is reserved for a day of great suffering and affliction. On that day, the chosen one will sit on the throne of glory, where countless rest will be found, and the souls of those who bear witness to the chosen one and those who have called upon the glorious name of the Lord. Then the chosen one will dwell among them. The blessings and eternal light, and the earth will become a place for the righteous to live, while the sinners and wrongdoers will be barred entry. The righteous will have peace, but for the sinners, judgment awaits. They will be destroyed from the earth. In Enoch's vision, he saw a shadow slipping by. Accompanying this image was another being radiating grace like the holy angels. Enoch asked the angel who guided him home and why he accompanied the head of the day. The angel explained righteousness. He possesses righteousness, revealing the honored place of souls. His honored position before the Lord of souls is eternal and upright. This man will overthrow kings and rulers, shatter the power of the wicked. Those who do not praise and acknowledge his origin will be brought low. Their faces will be full of shame, and they have no hope of salvation, for they did not honor the Lord of souls. They are those who judge the stars in heaven and trample the earth with unjust deeds, placing their faith in the gods they created by their own souls. They also persecute the churches and the faithful who trust in the name of the Lord. In those days, the prayers of the righteous on earth will rise before the Lord of souls. They unite their voices in a powerful chorus, hoping that the blood of the righteous in their prayers will plead for justice to be done and for the righteous to be delivered from suffering forever. Enoch saw the head of the day enthroned, and the books were opened before him. The entire heavenly host and the hearts of the holy were filled with joy. Their prayers were heard and their blood was accounted for before the Lord of souls. In that vision, Enoch saw himself surrounded by many sources of wisdom. All those people were filled with understanding. They found their home among the righteous, the holy, and the chosen. At that moment, the Son of Man was named before the head of the day. Even before the stars in heaven were formed, his name was established before the Lord of souls. He will be a refuge for the righteous, guiding them, a beacon for the nations and a source of hope. Those who live on earth will bow before him, praising and blessing the Lord of souls. This Son of Man has been chosen and hidden forever thus. The wisdom of the Lord of souls revealed, their fate was revealed. They despised the world and the Lord of spirits, yet by his name they were saved according to the divine will ordained for their lives. Wisdom shall flow like water and glory. He holds power over every secret of righteousness. No strength endures beyond him. The chosen shall stand forever in his glory, and his power remains through all generations. In him dwells the spirit of wisdom and understanding, belonging to those who have fallen asleep in righteousness. He will judge all that is spoken before him, for he is the one appointed beforehand. In those days a transformation will occur. Light will shine upon them, and glory and honor will be amassed against the wicked. He and the others will witness this, leading them to repentance and the renunciation of their sinful ways. Though others may not receive glory, they shall be saved by his name, the Lord of spirits. For his mercy knows no bounds. His judgment will cause iniquity to cease. Those who refuse to repent will perish before him. From this time onward, the Lord of spirits declares he will show no mercy to them. In those days the earth will give back Sheol, and Sheol will return all that it has taken, and death will give back what it owes. For at that time the chosen one will appear righteous and holy among them. Their moment of salvation is near. Then the chosen one will sit on the throne, and his word will reveal all secrets. For the Lord of spirits has granted him these truths and has exalted him. In those days even the mountains will leap for joy, bathing themselves in milk. The faces of all the angels in heaven will shine with uncontainable joy. The earth will rejoice, and the righteous and the chosen will walk freely upon its surface. After those days, at the place where visions were seen, after being swept away in a whirlwind to the west, the secret treasures of heaven were revealed through a mountain of silver, a mountain of gold, a mountain of soft metal, and a mountain of lead. Enoch asked the angel accompanying him, "What are these things I have seen in this hidden place?" The angel answered, "What you have seen is to serve so that he may exercise great power and strength over the earth." The angel of peace then said, "Wait a moment, and you shall see all the hidden things surrounding the Lord of spirits. The mountains, seen the mountain of silver, gold, and lead, will become as fragile as water poured out. They will lose all power before the chosen one. It will come to pass in those days that no one will be able to escape. All will be powerless. There will be no iron for battle. Copper will be useless, tin worthless, and lead discarded. All these shall vanish and be destroyed from the surface of the earth when the chosen one appears before the Lord of spirits. A deep valley is seen where all the living bring gifts and offerings of honor. Yet this valley shall never be filled. Their hands are stained with lawlessness, ruling unjustly, yet they shall face exile from his land and be destroyed forever. All the punishing angels are seen there, preparing the instruments of Satan." Enoch asked the angel of peace, "For whom are these instruments prepared?" The angel replied, "These are prepared, so that they may be utterly destroyed. Then the righteous one and the chosen one will appear, and they will no longer be hindered in the name of the Lord of spirits. The mountains will no longer stand firm before righteousness, nor the waters, and the righteous shall find rest from the torment of sinners." Enoch looked and turned to where he saw a vast valley engulfed in a burning sea of fire. He witnessed kings and those in power being dragged and thrown into this fiery abyss. Enoch's eyes saw the preparation of chains made for these individuals. Enoch asked the angel of peace accompanying him, "For whom are these chains prepared?" The angel answered, "These chains are made to cast them into the abyss covered with rough stones, just as the Lord of spirits has commanded." On that great day, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael will be in the furnace of fire. This will be the vengeance of the Lord against those who surrendered to Satan and led the living astray on the earth. In those days, the Lord of spirits will govern the waters above the heavens and the springs beneath the earth. The waters above the sky will mingle with the waters below the earth, symbolizing the feminine. Will govern the waters above the heavens and the springs beneath the earth. The waters above the sky shall merge with the waters beneath the earth, symbolizing the feminine. Together they will destroy all who dwell on the earth and those who live in the farthest heavens. When they recognize the evil they have committed on earth, they shall perish by this water. Then the head of the day expressed regret, saying, I have destroyed all who live on the earth in vain. He swore by his great name, from now on, there shall be a sign in the heavens as a covenant, so long as the heavens are above the earth. This is my decree. When the time comes that I grasp them with my hand, and pain punishment, and my wrath shall fall upon them, declared the Lord of spirits. O mighty kings of the earth, you shall judge Azazel, his associates, and all his army in the name of the Lord of spirits. Enoch saw the army of angels of punishment armed with whips and chains of bronze. He asked the angel of peace, to whom will those who bring calamity come? The angel replied, they will come to those who cast them down into the abyss of the valley. In this valley the elect and beloved shall no longer endure their days of wandering astray. In those days the angels will return and move the Medes. They will stir unrest among the kings, awakening them from their thrones. These kings will rush forth like lions from their dens, trampling the land of the elect. But the city of the righteous will bar their path, and their right hands will turn against them, no longer recognizing their brethren, leading to a massacre with countless fallen. These punishments will not be in vain. In those days Sheol will open its jaws and will be fulfilled. Sheol will destroy the guilty before the elect. And then Enoch saw men riding upon them, moving. The sound of their chariots was like thunder. When that commotion arose, it caused the pillars of the earth to tremble. From one end of the heavens to the other in a single day, all belonged to the Lord of spirits. This marked the end of the second parable, and Enoch began to speak the third parable concerning blessings for you, the righteous and the elect. The righteous shall bathe in sunlight and enjoy eternal life. Their days will be endless. They will seek the light and find righteousness with the Lord in the name of the eternal. And for the saints in heaven, that they may seek the heritage of faith, for it will shine as the first sun, and the light of uprightness will radiate. In those days Enoch's eyes will be opened to the judgments they carry out. They bring blessings. And Enoch beheld the secrets of thunder, and how, when it roars in the heavens, its sound is heard struck down, even if for happiness and blessings, according to the word of the Lord of spirits. Lightning and flashes were revealed to Enoch. They illuminate to bestow blessings and bring fulfillment. In the 500th year, in the 10th month of Enoch's life, an earthquake, and the armies of the Most High, as well as 10,000 times 10,000, were profoundly disturbed. The glory of his throne was surrounded by those who had nurtured Enoch. When Enoch was witness to the unbearable sight of the celestial host and the turmoil shaking the heavens. Why are you troubled by this vision? Michael, moved with compassion for those on earth, showed patience in the power, judgment, and punishment that the Lord had prepared for those who defy his law, those who reject justice, a covenant for the elect. But their punishment will not be delayed, and death will come upon children. The father will die with his offspring. They shall depart with the righteousness and compassion of the appointed day. Leviathan, the monster, was near the springs of water. The male behemoth was placed at the east of the Garden of Eden, where the seventh from Adam was taken up. The curious man Enoch asked one of the angels to reveal the separated mysteries on the same day, one who was cast down into the abyss of the earth, the ends of the heavens. You desire to know what is hidden. The guiding angel began to unveil the mysteries. He showed Enoch the wind chambers and how each gate corresponded to its own power. The angel divided the stars by name and explained how all things. The angel spoke of thunder, revealing its roar. Thunder is not singular, but the power of the Spirit, and never separate. And the Spirit governs the intervals between them. He described it as sand, each grain restrained by the Spirit. The angel continued to describe the mighty Spirit, crossing the mountains with unshakable strength, hail, snow, and mist, each governed by its own spirit frost. Mist, unlike, splendid in both light and shadow, holds a place at the edge of the heavens. Rain is released from chambers, the angels. Rain is the gift that nourishes the earth, granted by the Most High. As Enoch witnessed these wonders, these two great monsters, Leviathan and Behemoth, at that time Enoch saw angels given missions who flew toward the north. He asked the angel accompanying him, "Where have they gone?" The angel replied, "The righteousness of the elect is strengthened in the name of the Lord of spirits." The angels dwell together, and these measures will reveal all. Those lost in the wilderness, those devoured by wild beasts, are upheld by the chosen one, for no one in all of heaven receives command and with the same wisdom vitality they bless the Lord. The chosen one has been set upon the throne of glory to weigh his deeds on a holy scale. When the paths and secret ways of the righteous honor the name of the Lord of spirits. On that day, from the guardian spirits to the angels, in a song of praise, they will honor the Lord of patience, mercy, justice, and peace. Blessed be the Lord of spirits, praised forever. Bless him, as well as the saints in the garden on earth. They will honor and exalt the name of the vast spirits, and his patience endures steadfastly. It will be revealed to the righteous, and the Lord has commanded the kings, the powerful ones, saying, Open your eyes and lift up your strength, O Lord of spirits. Then set the chosen one to pour forth from him. His words alone are enough to erase from his presence. And all the rulers of the earth will be astonished where righteousness is judged and no word. Suddenly they feel a pain as intense as the anguish of childbirth. Terror is etched upon their faces, their hearts weighed down with fear of the Son of Man, seated on the throne of glory. The kings, those. In the end, the earth will acknowledge him. The one who has hidden himself will bless, honor, and praise the one who had the beginning and was revealed only to the elect. They will gather before him standing firm. The kings and the people will prostrate themselves in worship. They place their hope in him, yet the Lord of spirits will flee from his presence, his face delivering them to the angels of oppression, those he has chosen. Their downfall will bring joy to the Lord, for his wrath, his sword will be drenched with their blood. On the day of salvation, never to witness the face, the Lord of spirits will dwell among them, rising and resting in peace forever and ever. The earth's people will no longer bear the burden of sorrow. They will be granted life by the Lord of spirits. Life will endure forever before the Lord of spirits. In the days of his reign, the earth will plead for mercy. They have cried out only for a moment of rest. They will beg the Lord of spirits to confess their sins before him, the Lord of spirits, the Lord of kings, the Lord of glory, and the Lord of wisdom. His power extends through many generations. His glory is eternal, and then they will lament, would that we might find rest to glorify his glory, but now we find no rest. We live forever in darkness. They say, we neither believe in you nor honor your name. Instead, we seek our own glory. Now in our suffering, you do not save us because of our confessions, despite the judgment. They will come to realize the futility of their lives, saying, but even that will not restrain them. Shame and darkness will cover their faces. The Son of Man, his sword will be before. Thus the Lord of spirits declares the judgment of the noble and the rulers of the earth. Their other hidden forms appeared with, saying, these are the angels who revealed mysteries to mankind, leading them into sin. Lamech conceived and bore a son. The child had skin white as snow, adorned with long white hair, like wool flowing down in soft waves. When the child opened his eyes, light radiated from, filling him with brightness like the sun. At the moment of birth, and as if by a higher power, he blessed the righteous Lord. Lamech, with terror. Overcome with fear, Methuselah cried out, I have brought forth a strange son, a kind like the sons of the God of heaven, and the nature of, like the rays of the sun, and his face full of glory but of the angels. I fear that in his days Lamech trembled and pleaded with his father. Now I seek truth from him, for he dwells among the heavens. Upon hearing these words, Methuselah set out to find the earth where he heard Enoch had lived. Hearing his voice, he came to him. Behold, my son, Methuselah responded, I come to you in anxiety and deep confusion. My son Lamech has borne a child, whiter than snow and redder than roses, with eyes shining like the sun, when he stood in the hands of the midwife and blessed the Lord on high. Doubtful whether the child truly is yours, believing he has come to you to seek this truth. The Lord is about to do a new thing upon the earth. I have seen it. My father Jared, along with certain angels in heaven, transgressed the law by taking wives from among mortals. Soon a great destruction will sweep across the earth, purifying the land from its impurities. Yet the child and his 3 sons shall survive when all other men belonging to the Spirit, but bound by the flesh, will bring forth judgment. The earth shall be cleansed from its corruption. Enoch and Lamech believed this child to be his very own, for he would be left to you, and he and his offspring would come upon the earth because of all sin and unfaithfulness. Enoch's voice grew heavier as he warned, but wickedness will deepen far more than before. I know this, for it has been revealed to me by the Lord. He has shown me, and I know that sins will persist generation following generation. A righteous generation will arise. When that day comes, kindness will overflow the earth. After my son, he spoke to Lamech, saying that this child is the one who will bring salvation. When Methuselah heard his father's words, he recounted all that Enoch had revealed. Lamech foretold that Noah would bring comfort to the earth after the great destruction. In those days, Noah looked upon the ground beneath his feet, which was sinking, and he knew that destruction was coming. With a trembling voice, he cried out not once, but many times, his pleas echoing across the desolate land. Enoch, his soul weighed down with fear, asked, "What has caused such great despair upon this earth? I fear that this chaos may consume even me." Beneath him, a great upheaval tore the skies from heaven. Overcome with terror and dread at that moment, Enoch appeared standing tall and radiant. He asked, "Why, my son, do you call upon me with such fear?" His voice grew solemn as he continued, "O Lord, those who dwell upon the earth shall perish. They have learned the hidden secrets of the angels wielding powers not meant for mankind. They have forged molten images that curse the earth. They have taken silver from the dust, discovered lead, and tin metals unlike those of the earth. This fountain is guarded by an angel." Then Enoch grasped Noah's hand, lifting him from the ground, saying that he had sought the Lord of spirits concerning the chaos. Their judgment has been decreed, and they have unearthed and embraced darkness. The earth will be swept away in destruction. Of those who transgress, these sinners cannot be forgiven, for they have revealed what must remain hidden. The Lord of spirits knows that you are pure, untainted by worldly things. Enoch's voice softened, filled with sorrow. Among the holy he will protect you. Even a legacy shall arise, a royal and upright seed, righteousness, pouring forth from your descendants. Then Enoch showed Noah the punishing angels, guarding the deep waters beneath the earth. They stand as protectors of all who walk this land. Yet the Lord of spirits remains sovereign, for the appointed time has not yet come. Noah's grandfather, burdened with knowledge in the days that followed, heard the words of God, both stern and gentle with love. "Noah, your destiny has been ordained by love and righteousness. Even now the angels are established forever. They will spread across the earth, multiply, and my blessings shall reign." Then the Lord spoke of the fallen angels, those cast into the valley of burning fire, the very valley you saw to the west among mountains, rich in gold, silver. There a great upheaval will take place, as metals will gush forth, and from them shall rise the foul stench of the valley where the fallen angels are condemned. Noah saw the flowing molten metal where the leaders will be sentenced for eternity. But the waters flowing through the valley serve a dual purpose. For kings and the mighty, the water will heal their bodies. Yet even the souls will be tormented, for they have denied the Lord in punishment, yet continue to refuse belief in his name. When their spirits are forever changed, no words can escape the judgment. Their fate is the flesh and the rejection of the Holy Spirit of the Lord. When the fallen angels are punished, the healing springs will turn bitter, and the waters will become ice cold. Noah heard the archangel Michael testify to the kings and rulers on earth that their bodily healing will come, but they will not see it, and one day they will be consumed by unquenchable fire, a flame that will burn them forever. After the judgment, my venerable grandfather bestowed upon me sacred teachings, carefully gathering these ancient secrets, as if offering a treasured heirloom. On that fateful day, Michael, the angel of strength, spoke with a voice filled with fear and awe. "The weight of the spirit of hidden truths is almost unbearable," he said. "A harsh judgment, a fierce judgment that causes all beings to tremble." With anxious resolve, Michael spoke again. "Are you still unshaken by the suffering of this decree?" The judgment was declared as Michael stood before the Lord of souls. "I will not defend them before the Lord, for his wrath is against them. They have seized the place of the Lord, all that is concealed, all that has been sealed forever. Both angels and men bear the weight of eternal curse. Terror will overwhelm the hearts of the angels, those who have revealed themselves to humanity. They shall be heralds of dread among the inhabitants of the earth. Consider those who bear dark secrets and destruction, the Orad, 4th Kokabel, 5th Turiel, 6th Rumjal, 9th Barakel, 10th Azazel, 13th Busasajal, 14th Hananel, 17th Shetrel, 18th Tumael, and Azazel once again leads them through hundreds, fifties, and tens. The names. The first among them was Jekon, who led them down to earth and into the embrace of temptation. The second, Asbil, taught the heavenly creatures to defile themselves with human flesh, instruments of cruel death strikes and wounds. He led Eve astray and thus brought suffering upon mankind. The one of bitterness and sweetness, revealing secrets of wisdom and inventing, writing a craft that has brought transgressions to this day. For men never intended to prove they were made in purity and righteousness untainted. The fifth angel, Castasia, revealed to humanity even fatal blows to the unborn caused by scorching heat. His revelations became both formidable and binding. This oath possessed the power to command and enforce divine decrees. Through this oath, the heavens were established and the earth was founded upon the waters. The mountain valleys and seas were set with depths, secured the sun and moon remain on their paths. All thanks to the power of this oath, the souls of the angels and their courses were protected from destruction, hailstorms and frost and all. Honor the Lord of souls forever, for great joy fills their hearts as they praise the revealed one who now sits upon the throne of glory. you.Thank. Punishment upon the land of sinners binds them with chains from which there is no escape. The Son of Man having ascended to the throne, his presence is mighty. His words are powerful and effective before the Lord of souls. And so it was throughout his earthly life, the attention of the Son of Man and the Lord of souls was upon the earth. In a great ascension to heaven as his name rose, it gradually caused Enoch to no longer be regarded as mortal. Two great winds between the north and the west. There is a place for the chosen and the righteous. In the sacred realm, the righteous, those from the dawn of time. After this grand event, the soul of Enoch entered the divine realm. There he saw the holy children clothed in bright white garments, their faces radiant. He beheld two streams of fire, the light of God, and overwhelmed by this vision, he knelt before one of the noble angels, taking his right hand. Through sacred mysteries, Michael revealed to him the ultimate truth of the universe. He was led to the heavens, the chambers of the stars, and the celestial orders before the saints. The soul of Enoch then saw a magnificent structure built within this celestial building, living tongues of flame. He witnessed a fiery belt surrounding the blazing house, erupting from all four sides. Seraphim and cherubim neither sleep nor rest, they stand guard carefully. Enoch saw countless angels, 10,000 in number, surrounding the holy house. Among them were other holy angels of the highest rank all. Enoch beheld countless angels, 10,000 strong, surrounding the holy house. Among them were other holy angels of the highest rank all. From that heavenly dwelling appeared Michael, accompanied by holy angels. Alongside them came the head of days, whose apparel was indescribable. Too overwhelming was the sensation, and his spirit was transformed. Filled with the spirit of power, he blessed, and the blessings that flowed from Enoch's lips were bestowed upon the head of days. The Ancient of Days, accompanied by countless angels, approached him. With a mighty voice he spoke to him, Son of Man, born for righteousness, and righteousness shall not be forsaken by the head of days. He brings you a message of peace for the world, and it shall endure forever. Walk in the path of the Lord of souls forever and ever. Enoch continued to reveal sacred knowledge about the movements of the celestial bodies. Under Enoch's guidance, one was shown the intricate mechanisms, the exact laws governing the celestial bodies as they follow their appointed paths in order established to remain until the dawn of Uriel began. The first law of the stars is that heaven rises and sets at the gates of ascent and 6 gates of descent. The moon passes through these gates, as do the leaders of the 6 stars in the west, all following the principal order surrounding these gates on both right and left. The star at the perimeter reflects the vastness of the sky, a fire that warms. Driven by the wind, it returns through the northern realms to the entrances and illuminates the heavens. At the 4th gate among the 6 eastern gates, each window emits fire when open. The sun rises through this 4th gate and sets, lengthening the daytime and shortening the night by 1/9. The day is divided into 10 parts. Moving on to the 5th gate, traveling further, the day lengthens by 2 parts, totaling 12. Next, the sun advances to the 6th gate, where the morning begins. On this day, daylight doubles and the 6th night follows. Then the sun rises at night. It returns to the 6th gate on the eastern side before decreasing the day's portion by 1 part, making the next day the sun departs from the 6th gate in the east. For 30 mornings it rises. The length of the day increases by 2 parts to 10, and the night shifts to the 4th gate, becoming equal in 30, each comprising 9 parts. Where the weather rises and sets in the 30th morning, the night extends to 10 parts, and the day at the gate in 30 mornings, the night lengthens by 10 parts. Finally, the sun enters the first gate during the longest 3 seasons, doubling the day. On the 6th day, the sun completes its orbit, turning westward opposite the gate from which it rose. The night ends at 11 parts and the day at 7 parts. Eastward, according to the ordained course in 30, shortens the night to 10 parts, while the day from this gate is set in the west, finally returning morning, day, and night equal at 9. A year totals 364 days. Uriel spoke of the moon, the smaller luminous celestial body. The moon's perimeter is driven by the wind, and its light is. The moon rises with 1/14 of its light until the 15th day, when it is fully illuminated, then begins to wane, decreasing brightness in order. The moon completes its cycle according to the arrangement, ensuring that the years are measured precisely and maintained. Uriel showed Enoch the motions and positions of all the moon and stars. Each one follows a path ordained by the Lord of Glory who established them. Then the angel Uriel explained the 12 gates located. At the gates where sunlight shines, bringing warmth to the realms through which wind and dew flow, explaining how these forces work. There are 12 gates in total through which the natural order of the cosmos is maintained. Uriel pointed out warmth and cold, prosperity and desolation, all governed by the edges of the earth. These winds bring destruction and desolation. The east wind brings cold and snow, while another rain from the east brings. The laws of heaven were unveiled before my eyes. I saw every star, every planet, and every force of following the path assigned to them, preserving the delicate harmony and balance of all creation. In those days Uriel spoke to Enoch, saying, "Behold, man, I have uncovered the hidden mysteries of the face of the heavens, and all creatures in heaven rise and set at their appointed times. And as the days of the future come," he declared, "in those years time will be shortened, and the earth itself, once full of life, will weaken, and those who dwell on the land will be changed. As before, the rain once falling as prophecy, and the heavens will close in silence. When the voice of prophecy sounded, the sorrow of the earth grew. The fruits of the land will wither, arriving late in the season, once heavy with life will hinder the harvest. The moon, faithful to its course, will abandon its path." He lifted his eyes to heaven and continued, "The sun will be seen, but not as the great western chariot, blazing more fiercely than ever before." He spoke with a voice full of lamentation. "The leaders of many paths shall wander, not abiding by their appointed tasks, and their seasons will be forsaken as established by the Creator. The sacred order of the cosmos will become a mystery unknown to them, and wisdom will gaze upon the stars with confusion, pondering, being led astray and worshiping the stars as gods." His voice bore the weight of the consequences of such madness. Evil will increase among mankind, and with the rise of evil, a power so great that it can destroy all. Thus Uriel concluded his dreadful warning. In another moment of divine revelation, "Behold, look upon the tablets in the heavens. Read and attend to every detail, for the wisdom of Enoch with reverence observes the tablets. The hand of the Almighty holds all the earth through the most distant generations yet to come in the history of mankind." Enoch's heart was moved, and he praised all his wondrous works. Because of his mercy toward the children of men, he declared, "Blessed is the one who dies in righteousness and does not commit iniquity against him. In his name no one shall be forgotten." As these revelations were unveiled, the guides led him back to the earthly realm, saying, "Enoch, now you must declare these things to all your children. Show them that he is the creator of all things. He is the source of all life." The voices of the angels continued, "You have been granted wisdom only to issue final commands and bear witness to the generations, that they will return and bring you out from among men. Hold fast to hope, be strong in heart, for the righteous shall be saved. Those who walk the path of goodness will be united, but the sinners will perish along with the abyss, along with those who have forsaken the truth. Yet because of human deeds they shall be taken away to escape judgment." When the angels finished speaking, and Enoch returned to his people, his heart was filled with faith. And in the days that followed, Enoch spoke with his son Methuselah, who was brought forth, and he wrote down every detail for his son, and passed on to the generations matters beyond human understanding. Enoch solemnly said, "I have granted you wisdom. Pass this knowledge to your descendants, for this wisdom surpasses all. Understand that you must always be vigilant, never allowing your heart to grow eager. For them this wisdom shall be a guiding light." He blessed all the righteous and said, "Blessed are those who do not sin as the sinners do." In the reckoning of all, the heavens entering and exiting the gates of heaven is always accompanied by leaders throughout the year, marking the division of time. This will cause confusion among men. They will miscalculate the passage of time. These days are special days, yet humanity will struggle to recognize them. There are 364 days in exact number. A holy angel empowered revealed this to Enoch, unveiling the mysteries of years and months and days. Uriel with divine authority, the radiance of the sun, moon, and stars. There is an order for the stars, each a star, appointed by name. 4 mighty gods are Helemelech, Melial, and Narel. Beneath them, 12 gods each month, along with countless others ensuring the operation of the seasons. At the beginning of the year, the leader Melchijal, also called the ruler of the sun, for 91 days during which the sky is calm. Trees bloom, fields blossom abundantly. Wheat ripens golden, awaiting harvest, though the winter trees remain barren. Under the rule of Berkail, Zelabsel, and Hiluyaseph, his co-rulers, there is another kind of rose, Helemelech, also called the bright sun, yet the earth feels intense heat and dryness. The harvest season is ready. Sheep mate and carry the bounty gathered in preparation for the winepress. Helemelech is Gidaljal, Keelheel, and Asphal each, whose dominion has come to its inevitable conclusion as granted by the Creator. And now I will share with you all the visions conveyed by the Almighty which have weighed heavily on my spirit. There were 2 great visions before I took a wife, each first time, while I was still learning to write, conveyed by the Almighty which weighed heavily upon my spirit. There were 2 great visions before I took a wife, each first appearing, while I was still learning to write, both filling me with awe. The second, far more terrifying, occurred after I had witnessed a dreadful scene, a vision toward which I turned my heart to the Lord in prayer. I was in the house of my grandfather Mahalalel. While I slept, the sky collapsed. The heavens above us were overwhelmed by a mighty force, and when it touched the earth, I was horrified to see a vast abyss. The mountains, once firm, remained in fragments, while the hills sank into the depths. From ancient times, mountains had been torn from their foundations, cast down into the abyss. Then from the depths of my soul and my mouth came a cry. I raised my voice in lamentation. At that moment, my grandfather Mahalalel awakened me from sleep, asking me with great concern, "Why do you weep so, my son?" I recounted to him the vision I had witnessed, growing solemn as he listened, and he said, "These sins shall drag the earth into the abyss." He looked upon me earnestly and said, "Now be faithful before him. Pray that he does not utterly wipe away all creation. The earth shall be saved, for this destruction will come from heaven." Then I rose and prayed with all my heart for mercy, and I wrote down my prayer. "Let you see all things, O Methuselah, that you may understand." And after praying, I went outside. I saw the sun rising in the east, shining everywhere. The moon was setting in the west, and a few stars, despite what I had seen, still moved in their ordained rhythm. And I praised the Lord, the God of judgment, praising the sun that rises each day, journeying through the sky, following. Then I lifted my hands and praised the Holy One. I am by the Lord, and the body was made for him. O Lord, King of kings, worthy of praise, your power and majesty endure forever. Heaven is your throne, and the earth is your footstool. All dominion and authority belong to you. Your reign is eternal. O Lord, you created all things. From your throne, wisdom flows without ceasing. You know and see all, for no one can stand before you. Yet as I prayed, my heart was heavy with sorrow, for even the heavenly hosts have sinned against the Lord. I cried out, "Please hear my prayer. Do not leave me to suffer the painful consequences. Do not let this world become barren and without life." With a trembling voice I pleaded, "Let not your wrath fall upon me, but preserve the righteous like ripe grain. O Lord, do not hide your face from me. Hear me." Then another vision appeared to me, one I must recount. Enoch spoke to Methuselah about the prophetic dream of your father. Before I took the vision while lying in bed. In this vision I saw its fleece white as snow. Following it were a herd of bulls, one black and one pursuing him across the earth, and I could not see them clearly. A cow followed him, and from them many bulls. I saw the first cow depart from the bull, but she could not find him. Her sorrow was great upon the earth. Yet after a time the white bull returned. Then she bore another white bull, and from among them were black bulls. I witnessed in my sleep the bulls grew larger and stronger than all the others. Each followed the one before in great numbers. As I slept, beneath the sky above I saw a starfall grazing and feeding with them. Then I saw that all had changed their stalls in life. They began to live together as one. The stars from heaven fell gathering at the first bull star and joining the herd grazing alongside them. The bulls expanded their organs alike. From this union, the bulls bore many other kinds. Fear overwhelmed all the bulls as they began to bite and devour one another, goring in fear and fleeing from each other's presence. In this scene, these creatures began to gore and consume one another. I once again lifted my eyes to heaven, and in a vision from the heavenly realm, 4 of these creatures appeared. The last 3 took hold of my hand, lifting me to a high and glorious place. They showed me the earth with all the hills around. One of the creatures said to me, "Stay among the camels, donkeys, as well as the stars and bulls. Watch them." In the vision, I saw one of the 4 creatures bind the hands of the star that had fallen from heaven and gave a sword to the elephant and camel. They began to fight, causing the earth to tremble. As I observed, one of the 4 creatures took from the hands and feet of these beings. He gathered all the stars and cast them into the abyss of the earth, imprisoning and rendering them powerless. As I observed, one of the 4 living creatures gathered the stars and cast them into the earth's abyss, binding them in captivity and powerlessness. One of the 4 creatures approached the white bull without fear. The bull transformed into a man and fashioned for himself a beautiful vessel. 3 other bulls took refuge inside the vessel, their presence unmistakable. Once again, I lifted my eyes to the heavens and beheld a flood. These waters poured out a great measure. I looked back, and fountains burst forth from the earth waters, rising and overflowing. The pens were gradually submerged. As the waters deepened, darkness and mist rose above the fence's height and began to engulf it. All the livestock in the pens were drowned beneath the rising waters. Yet the ship remained afloat while all else sank beneath the water, vanishing from sight. In the vision, I saw the floodwaters recede from the filled valleys, and new depths withdrew, making the earth visible once more. Light appeared. The white ox emerged from the ship along with 3 other bulls, one red as blood and the last. The bulls began to create beasts upon the earth, including many species: lions, tigers, dogs, wild boars, hawks, vultures, falcons, eagles, and crows. Meanwhile, there were donkeys and another white bull. The donkeys and bulls born from the first white bull, the wild boars, bore many offspring, while, as the 12 sheep grew, one was given to the shepherds. This sheep matured among the wolves. The Lord of the remaining 11 sheep led them against the wolves. The flock of birds multiplied abundantly. They oppressed them cruelly, destroying the young in the waters. The sheep cried out in pain. One sheep, after escaping the wolf pack, fled the lamentations and earnest pleas they raised to the Lord. The elder called the escaped sheep to warn the wolves not to harm them, and came before the wolf pack with a counsel sheep advising them to cease. Nevertheless, I saw the wolves continue their oppression, causing the sheep to cry out in anguish. They fought back against the wolves. Then the wolves lamented. I observed as the sheep left the angry wolves behind, pursued relentlessly with strength. The Lord shone forth radiant and awe-inspiring. All the sheep followed him. The wolves chased the sheep until they stood like walls of water on either side, with the Lord himself standing between the sheep and the wolves. When the sheep ventured out into the sea, the wolves followed them into the waters. When the wolves saw the Lord of the sheep fleeing from his dreadful presence, however, the original state, the waters rose violently. I witnessed the dreadful sight of many drowning and perishing in the raging sea, and ventured into the barren wilderness where no one opened their eyes to look around. I tended them, providing both water and grass, while the lead sheep climbed to the top of a rock and sent word back to the flock. I saw before them his appearance was majestic, instilling deep fear among the sheep. They cried out to the lead sheep, "We cannot endure this." The lead sheep climbed the rock again, straying from the path he had shown them, although the Lord of the sheep was exceedingly angry with them. The sheep descended from the rock and saw the portion. When encountering the lost sheep, they trembled in fear and longed to return to their safe pasture. He was concerned for the wanderers. He began to destroy, and thus guided the stray beasts back to their flock. He became a man and built a place to gather all the sheep within it, guided the sheep that became a man. Then he arose and led the flock to the leader, now a mature man, causing great lamentation among the flock. They cried out in despair. Finally, the sheep ceased their cries and crossed the stream. 2 sheep were shepherding there. I witnessed the sheep come to a fertile, beautiful land, a pleasant place where the house stood among them. Its eyes were veiled until a new sheep appeared. When the flock faced challenges from dogs, foxes, a ram from among them stood up to lead them. The last one was to destroy all. Glory became corrupted and began to attack and trample. The Lord of the sheep appointed another ram, making it the leader. This new ram became prince and chief, continued to endure oppression from the dogs. The ram fled in fear. Finally, the dogs were defeated. The second ram then assumed the role of leader. While the predators fled in fear of a power no longer held over the sheep, the ram slept. A young lamb then succeeded him as leader. The house grew larger and broader, built for the Lord of the sheep. The house in the great tower where the Lord dwelled, and the sheep prepared. Yet once again I saw the sheep stray. He sent messengers from among them, but these survived and cried out over the flock, bearing testimony to the sheep. But when they had completely fallen, their eyes were utterly blind until they brought shame upon themselves. Wolves, jackals, foxes, and all wild beasts attacked. The Lord abandoned the house and the tower too. The wild beasts ravaged and devoured. People prayed earnestly for the Lord of the sheep to intervene when the wild beasts came. Yet the Lord of the flock remained unshaken. Before his eyes, he rejoiced to see them abandoned to the fierce beasts. Then he called another and said, "Observe all things, and do everything I instruct you. I will command you to destroy only those whom I permit. Take heed how many perish by my decree, and the wrongful deeds of each shepherd, for they will destroy more than I have commanded. Do not reveal this to the shepherds concerning their misdeeds. Simply record all their sins." Over time, the shepherds began to care for the sheep according to the guidance they received. They handed over the flock to lions, tigers, tearing the sheep apart and devouring them in great numbers. And the shepherds burned the tower. A heavy sorrow weighed upon me as I gazed upon the sheep lying among the ruins, and I no longer knew what to do. The shepherds and their accomplices continued to receive a fixed sum. Meanwhile, the observer saw each shepherd destroyed, and many more perished. I wept bitterly for the slain sheep. Meanwhile, the observer brought the book before the Lord of the sheep. Every name, every deed in the book were placed before him. I continued to watch as the shepherds returned to tending the livestock and entered the ruins, rebuilding what was then called the Tower of the Heights. They also placed upon it impurities, things unclean. Yet, the sheep remained blind and their eyes were veiled. The sheep were entrusted to the shepherds. However, the Lord of the flock remained unshaken even as the shepherds mingled with the wild beasts. Once more the observer recorded all their sins. The Lord of the sheep fervently interceded on their behalf before the observer departed. Those entrusted with tending the sheep each fulfilled their duty, when their time ended, continuing the cycle. Then the birds descended upon the flock, eagles, vultures, hawks, beginning their attack. They began to devour, the sheep crying out in pain, weeping and lamenting for the shepherds. The dogs, eagles, and hawks continued their feast. Only bones remained of the sheep, the earth growing barren as the number of sheep diminished. I had fulfilled my task. Each one fulfilled their task. Amidst this horror, the lambs began to cry out loudly to the rest of the flock. Yet the older sheep did not heed their pleas. Then I saw the ravens swoop down upon the flock and be swallowed up. Yet despite this, the horns began to destroy them. After some time, this sheep turned back to look at the others and cried out loudly. They all ran toward it. Even after all this, the eagles, vultures, ravens attacked, swooping down upon the flock and tearing them apart. The sheep suffered in silence while the ravens, desperate to subdue the ram, fought with horns, but they lacked the strength to defeat it. The vultures and hawks called on the ravens to strike in fierce struggle, yet the ram resisted with strength. And then before my eyes, the man who recorded the presence of the Lord of the sheep came. He came to aid the one written about. His arrival was salvation for the sheep. His wrath blazed like an unquenchable fire. As the beasts and birds fled in terror, attempting to cast themselves into his shadow, overwhelmed by fear. They were gathered together, and the sheep, except for the birds that tried to break the ram's horns. But it presented the record of 12 men, destruction greater than any before. The Lord took up his rod of wrath. He struck the ground. The earth split open, and those who had tormented the flock were swallowed by the earth. Then I saw a great sword. They rose up against the wild beasts on the fields, killing the sheep, but none could escape the wrath of the Lord, and the Lord of the sheep reigned there. He took out the sealed records and opened them before him, clothed in white and commanding them to be brought before the gathering of horses. These stars were brought forth. Then the Lord turned to the one who had recorded all. The 70 shepherds, those to whom I had entrusted, who massacred more than I commanded, and they stood trembling before the Lord for their sins. They were condemned, judged, and cast into the burning pillars of fire. The 70 shepherds were also condemned. They were cast into the same abyss. As I continued to watch, the earth opened once more deep and wide. The blind sheep were led before it, and one by one they were cast into the fire where only ashes remained, this abyss. I was horrified to see the flock burned to nothing, even their bones. The old house, the house that once sheltered the sheep, was being, and all the decorations were taken down and carried away. But then a new house appeared, larger and more magnificent than the old one, with sturdier pillars and furnishings. Those who remained were gathered into the new house. The beasts of the land and the birds of the sky prayed and obeyed the sheep in all things. For all the sheep had returned to his house. He who once held my hand appeared again, lifted me up, and placed me in the midst of the flock. Now the flock was clothed in pure white wool. Those who had been destroyed or scattered were restored, and the Lord rejoiced exceedingly at their return. I witnessed the sword after being given to the sheep before the presence of the Lord. They could not contain them all because they were so many. Suddenly, I saw the goodness surrounding them. None among them feared him or begged for his grace. I witnessed generations of sheep cared for until they all became bulls. The heavens feared him and begged for his grace. I witnessed generations of sheep cared for until they all became bulls. But this lamb grew into a fierce beast. The sheep rejoiced over this lamb and all the others. And when I awoke, I saw everything. Sleep. When I awoke, I blessed the Lord and could not stop weeping. Tears flowed ceaselessly as I cried, because I knew all things would come to pass. Each person in their age was revealed to me, and that vision filled me with sadness and unease, for the fate of all was laid bare before my eyes. A voice heavy with the weight of destiny said, "Gather all, O Mother, for the Lord calls you, and the Holy Spirit must reveal to you all things that will come to pass, things that will shape eternity itself." So Methuselah gathered all his brethren before Enoch, the children of righteousness, their eyes full of expectation, awaiting his words. Enoch stood before them and spoke, his voice trembling. "O children, hear me, listen to the words I speak to you now, for I earnestly exhort you. Draw not near to righteousness with a divided heart, those who harbor deceit in their hearts. Let righteousness guide you with kindness, for righteousness will be your faithful companion in a world darkened by sin." He looked upon their faces, his voice growing grave. "I have seen that violence will increase, and all the wickedness of man will reach a point of utter destruction. Yet once again, along with violence, it will dominate the earth, the intensity will double. As sin and blasphemy spread like plague, rebellion will rise uncontrollably. In those days, heaven's Holy One will arise in wrath and descend to bring judgment upon the earth. The weight of the coming judgment presses down. All violence will be utterly destroyed. The grip on the earth will be broken, the forsaken ones, their temples burned under fierce judgment. They shall perish under the wrath." But then he raised his voice with hope. "And the righteous shall awaken from their sleep and be granted understanding. Then, and the sinners will be destroyed, from the blasphemers to the violent, will be encompassed. And in that time a new week will begin, a week appointed to execute justice for the righteous who are given it. Through righteousness, a glorious eternal house will be built for the great King, a house that will stand forever. Then in the 9th week, righteous judgment will cause the works of the ungodly to vanish from the earth. The world will be made to perish." His voice grew heavy as he spoke of the 7th judgment, a great and final judgment. "The first heavens shall pass away, and the heavens will shine with 7-fold light extending forever. In those days sin shall be no more." Looking upon them with deep mercy, Enoch said, "Now I will show you the path of righteousness and the path of violence, so that you may know what is to come. Hear me, children. Do not walk the path of violence, for all who choose the way of wickedness will perish forever." Then the book written by Enoch, a complete teaching on wisdom for the earth, was presented. It was written for this generation and for those to come, those who seek righteousness and peace. Enoch reassured them, "Let not your spirits falter, for the Holy and Great One has appointed the day for you to awaken and walk in the way of righteousness. The life and grace of the Lord will have mercy on the righteous, and he will grant them power so that they may walk forever in his light. Sin will be destroyed in darkness, never to appear again." And so Enoch began to recount the heavenly tablets concerning the children of righteousness, Righteousness and the tree of righteousness I now speak to you. I have seen them in a vision from heaven, holding power. After me in the following week, deceit and deception will flourish. That will be the time when unrighteousness takes root again, and the law. He continued to recount what was seen at the end. A man will be granted the tree of righteousness forever. In the fourth week, and righteousness will be bestowed, and the law, lacking wisdom. A man will ascend to heaven yet be consumed by fire, and the lineage will be taught. The chosen ones of righteousness will be selected to receive divine guidance. Wisdom multiplied. Does the Holy One tremble, who can contemplate the works of heaven, who among mankind can measure the stars, who can comprehend? These mysteries lie beyond human understanding, yet they have shown him these things, and righteousness will prevail forever. Enoch, with a voice full of urgency and a heavy heart, addressed his sons. Children, I speak to you now, that the path of righteousness is worthy of your trust. Yet it will suddenly be destroyed. There will be wise ones among them who will avoid such paths. They will not follow the way of destruction. But you who are the righteous children must not enter the path that leads to ruin. For if you approach, surely, must hold fast to my words, keep them in your heart and memory. I know that the wicked will try to lead you astray, hoping to leave no room in your heart for her. Woe to those who build their lives on the foundation of deceit, they will be overthrown. Woe to those who build their houses on sin, the foundation will be destroyed by the sword. And those who unjustly hoard silver and gold will perish without warning. Woe to you, the wealthy, but soon your riches will be taken from you in your days of plenty. You have been arrogant and unprepared for the day of slaughter, the dark day, and the great day of judgment. I declare to you, the one who created you will show no mercy, and the Creator will not forgive in those days. Your righteous ones will stand as a reproach to you, both the guilty and the ungodly. Enoch's heart grew heavy as he continued, Oh, that my eyes could weep for you, that my tears might flow, and I might find rest from the heavy sorrow. Why does the wicked mind heap shame upon itself? Judgment will. Oh, my righteous children, I say this because the Lord will hand you over to your brethren again. You shall follow your own will. Woe to those among you who utter their sins, for it will cause you to stray from healing, and no remedy will be found to heal you. Woe to those who take vengeance on their neighbors with evil deeds. Woe to you! Your apocalypse will come swiftly, and you will perish. Those who oppress the righteous will bear a burden of guilt you cannot endure. But as Enoch's voice rose once more, he turned to those living in righteousness. For soon you will rule over them, fulfilling the desires of your heart. On the day the wicked are brought low, your children will be higher than the vultures. You will find refuge and dwell there forever, safe from the wicked. But do not fear, healing will be your portion, and you will hear the call of rest from heaven, bringing you peace. Woe to you, sinners, your wealth betrays your heart. Your riches attest to your evil deeds. Woe to those who drink excessively and trample upon the poor. And soon you will be destroyed and wither, for you have forsaken the source of life. Woe to you who do evil, deceit, and sin as proof of your wickedness. Woe to you, your strength will dwindle. The day of your destruction is near. Good days will come, for judgment will bring life and peace. Enoch's words rang out as he issued a warning to both the sinful and the righteous. Believe me, O you who live in righteousness, you shall be filled with shame and destruction in the time. O sinners, the Most High remembers the joy of heaven at your downfall. Where will you run when you hear the cries of the righteous praying? You shall share the fate of those among whom you have walked amid sinners. In the days to come, the ears of the Lord will hear, in your day of judgment. Your unrighteousness will be proclaimed before the Holy One, and he will reject all works built upon wickedness. Woe to you, you sinners, wherever you possess wealth, it shall become a curse. Woe to those who say, we are very rich, we own all that we desire, because we have amassed great wealth and houses, storehouses overflowing like water. Yet your lies shall be washed away. Your riches are gained through unrighteousness, and a great curse shall fall upon you. Enoch continued with a voice both sorrowful and angry. Many will experience wonders and trials. A time will come when men will adorn themselves, dressed brighter than virgins, cloaked in gold splendor and wealth. They will indulge, but all shall flow away like water. In their destruction, with their possessions, with all their glory, slaughter, and misery. Their souls will be cast into the furnace. I have sworn to you, O sinners, not as a servant to a woman, but to your own sin. Those who do such things will face judgment, but because of their own deeds, they shall die childless. I swear by the great Holy One that every evil deed, no act of oppression that you think you have hidden in your heart, will go unseen. Every sin is recorded. You know that every oppressive act you commit is inscribed until your day of judgment. Woe to you, O foolish ones, for your folly. There will be no blessing for you. Beware destruction. O sinners, do not hope to live, for you shall face the great day of judgment, the day of tribulation, and the woe to the hard-hearted who do evil. Have you found delicious food to eat? Drink that the Most High has set upon the earth, but you will pay for your unrighteous deeds. Why do you hope in the hands of the righteous when they will cut down? Woe to those who disregard his word. Woe to you who write lies and commit wicked acts against your neighbors. You will find no. As Enoch's words grew more severe, woe to those who work unrighteousness and take pride in lies. Woe to those who distort the word and make themselves sinners. They shall be trampled underfoot upon the earth. In those days, you who live in righteousness, prepare your prayers as testimony against the wicked before the Most High. In those days, families will be divided. Even nursing infants will be led to death. They will show no mercy to their loved ones. And again, I swear to you, sinners will not cease to shed blood. Those who worship clay, those who bow before unclean spirits and become godless because their hearts are foolish. Their eyes and minds are drowned in lies and the worship of their common stones. They will perish swiftly. But blessed are those who accept the wisdom of the Most High and keep his righteousness. They shall be saved. Woe to those who sow evil to their neighbor. You who use deceitful measures and make the land bitter for you shall be utterly destroyed. Woe to you who build your houses by the labor of others, you will find no peace. Woe to those unjust who support oppression and kill your neighbors, you shall face the great day of judgment. The Lord will abase your glory and stir up his fierce wrath against you, and the righteous will remember, turning their backs on each other, and death will follow their blood. No man can stop the wicked who will not hesitate to kill even his own brother. From dawn until dusk, the slaughter will not cease. Horses will wade chest deep as the refuge of the wicked. And on that day the Most High will rise to execute justice for all the righteous and the holy. He will appoint angels as the pupils of his eyes, guarding them safely until the righteous may sleep long in their graves without fear, for their rest is secure. The children of the earth will witness this. They will be safe and will finally understand this. They will realize that their wealth cannot save them from the consequences of sin. Woe to you, sinners, declared Enoch. Whoever torments the righteous and burns them with fire shall be punished. Woe to the hard-hearted who watch and plot evil, and there will be no one there to rescue you. The works of your hands born of godlessness you will be consumed by a fierce fire, hotter and more terrible than any earthly flame. And know this, the Most High will ask the angels, the sun, the moon, and the stars about your sins, and about righteousness here on earth, even the clouds and dew. Because of your wickedness, these will be withheld, and the heavens will remember your evil. Proceed, offer gifts of gold. When frost and snow with biting cold and all their calamities fall upon you, then Enoch turned to speak to the children of heaven, all those who are children of the Most High. Let reverence fill your hearts. Do nothing contrary. Hold back the rain and dew from the earth. Then what will you do? And if wrath comes, what hope will you have? You cannot plead with him with arrogant words against his righteousness, and thus you will not know peace. Do you not see the sailors on the sea? They tremble in fear when fierce winds carry their treasures along, and they fear that the sea. O you who walk on the earth, do not fear. Their kingdom and their movements are the work of him, and the waters will dry up, and all living creatures therein will perish. Yet you still do not fear him. Did he not create the heavens and the earth, and wisdom and understanding for all living creatures? Movements, sailors fear the power of the sea, but sinners do not fear the Almighty. Enoch's voice grew somber as he foretold the days of his descent. You will be burned by a fire. Where will you find deliverance when you no longer tremble? Even the light of the earthly sky will quake violently. The angels will move too. Seek to hide themselves from his presence, the earth will tremble, and you, the sinners, will be cursed forever. You will not know peace, but do not fear, O righteous souls. Hold fast to righteousness. Do not grieve if your soul or your body does not prosper in life. Prepare for the day of judgment for the sinners, for when you die, the sinners will mock you, saying, "What do they gain from their deeds? Look, are they better than we are? From now on, we are all alike. Forever they too have died, and from now on they will never see the light again. But I tell you, O sinners, when you see their dignity and wealth living in comfort and peace, their end is peace. No violence touches them until death. And though you say, 'How did they die?' and their souls descend into Sheol in sorrow, yet they rest in righteousness, and their reward will be revealed at the coming judgment. Now I swear to you, O righteous ones, the Almighty reigns in supreme dominion with, I know a deep mystery, a secret hidden in the holy heavens, and I have seen the sacred books recording the joy and glory prepared for you. I have seen that these treasures and abundant blessings are reserved for you, great. Your souls will never perish, and your memory will be remembered throughout all generations of the world. Therefore do not fear. But for the sinners I say, woe to you when your wealth is sin. Blessed are those fortunate ones, for they have enjoyed every day in, untroubled by suffering or violence. No judgment falls upon them while they live. But hear this truth, the Spirit, and there they will suffer great torment. Bound in chains, and your souls will face the awaiting judgment. Woe to you, sinners, for we have labored incessantly. We have been consumed by suffering and become few with no one to help us, not even a one who lost hope of seeing life from day to day. We have become the tail. Our toil has been as food for sinners and the unjust. Those who have ruled and oppressed us, we bowed before them, but they showed no mercy. We longed to escape their grasp, to find refuge, but there was nowhere to flee. We cried out for justice against those who devoured us, but our cries went unheard. Instead, they helped conceal their oppression, never lifting the yoke, forgetting the evil they have done and the spilled blood they have caused. But I swear to you, O righteous ones, the high angels of the Great One, your names have been recorded before. Sir, although you once were ashamed because of suffering, you shall shine and be seen by all. Here, misery will befall the rulers and their cohorts. Do not abandon your hope, for great joy awaits in heaven. You shall no longer need to hide. Among sinners, an eternal judgment will be distant from you through all generations of the world. Do not fear when you see the wicked prosper, when they flourish, but keep far from their violence. For in the end, the angels of heaven will intervene. And though the sinners say it is written, truly I tell you, every day all your sins are recorded. Light and darkness, day and night, and nothing can conceal them. Do not lie, do not distort the words of righteousness, for that is a form of deception. Shun idols, for every falsehood and wickedness leads to great sin. I understand another mystery: sinners will distort the truth in many ways, practicing deceit. They will write books filled with falsehood. When my words are written faithfully, whatever I have spoken, righteousness will grow, and the wise will find joy. These books will bring uprightness and wisdom to all who receive them. In those days, the righteous and the truth in these writings will be rewarded. And at that time, the Lord himself will summon the righteous upon the earth. He will guide them, for they receive their reward throughout the earth, walking with them on the path of righteousness. Rejoice, O children of righteousness, for the last times have come. O you who do good, Enoch declares the power of the transgressors shall cease. The name of the wicked will be erased from the book, their descendants destroyed forever, their souls lamenting in the wilderness, burning in fire, for there is no resting place for them. Then Enoch saw a vision. Before him was a vast sight, so wide his eyes could not behold it, a fierce fire, blazing brightly, surrounded by continual motion. Confused by the sight beside him, he asked, "What is this shining thing?" The angel replied, "This is a blazing fire filled with sounds of weeping, lamentation, and deep anguish." The angel continued, "This is the place where the souls of the wicked will be cast out. The Lord has spoken through the prophets about what shall come to pass. These judgments are engraved in heaven so that the angels may endure the suffering. Among them are the souls of those whom the Lord has rewarded, those who were dishonored by the wicked. They longed for silver and gold, or the pleasures of this world, yet they abandoned their bodies to torment. Since birth, these righteous souls have not been harmed. They regard all things on earth as fleeting and live with a pure spirit. Thus their fate has been recorded in the books, because they loved heaven more than life on earth. Beneath the feet of the wicked, abused and dishonored, they still praise me. Then the Lord said, I will summon the souls to bring forth light. I will transform those born in the flesh according to their faithfulness. Those who love my holy name, and I will cause each to sit upon their throne of honor. They shall shine with a brilliance unaware of the Lord's judgment. For the faithful the path is straight. The righteous shall see them while the sinners are led into darkness. The sinners will cry out in bitter anguish, but they will be taken to a place where their day and season of judgment have been appointed. If you appreciate this video and wish to see more, please press like and share. We eagerly welcome your reflections in the comments section. Keep an open heart, and we shall meet again next time.